The SmartWheel software makes data collection and visualization as well as report generation a breeze. After turning on your SmartWheel and waiting for it to initialize, start the SmartWheel software. You will be reminded to make sure your SmartWheel axle is properly tightened. The SmartWheel Session Wizard keeps track of information about your clients and links that information with data you collect using the SmartWheel. This data can be viewed graphically, or it can be used to generate a report at any time. The SmartWheel software automatically manages a client database for you. You enter client information just once, and every specific SmartWheel session conducted with that client is stored for you. Let's begin a SmartWheel session. First, you need to select a client. At the client selection screen, you can add or remove a client, as well as edit information for an existing client. Let's create a new client for our demo. The Client Setup screen allows you to enter information about your client. Enter as much information as possible. Please note that it is very important to enter a measured or estimated weight in order to allow you to compare your client to the SmartWheel user group database. Also, use the additional information notes section for storing general information about the client that will be useful when conducting SmartWheel evaluations. For example, you can add information about the client's injury or the age classification. After you're done, press the Save button, and we'll go back to the Client Selection window of the SmartWheel Session Wizard. We're now ready to continue. Select your client and click on Next. Now, let's enter information about the session we're about to record. To allow client data comparisons to the SmartWheel user group database, ensure that the Auto Start and Stop feature are checked. Then, select the Tile, Carpet, or Ramp protocol as appropriate. You may also enter information that you feel is important about the session, such as purpose, wheelchair, and so on. The use of the Notes section is highly encouraged for any additional information. For example, you can make note of any specific instructions that you gave to your client about push technique, or any adjustments you made to the chair. This will be automatically stored for later retrieval and will be part of your SmartWheel report if you choose to generate one. Make sure that you check the box to indicate which side of the chair the SmartWheel is on and click Start Trial. Click Yes to confirm and begin real-time data collection. While your client is propelling the wheelchair, live data can be viewed on the SmartWheel Data Viewer. Time, speed, and distance are displayed across the top. The push force is plotted in red. The scale is shown on the left side of the graph. The shaded rectangular box indicates a push. The white box shows additional data for the push. The speed is plotted in blue. The scale is shown on the right side of the graph. The graphic is automatically stored for you with your session data. When data collection has finished, you will be shown the session results screen. This shows the information you have collected in the session that is just concluded. You may switch between English and metric units. The data is stored so you can review the session whenever you want. You may now press the Make a Report button to automatically create a report. Press Finish to end the session to start another session, or simply exit and close the SmartWheel software. Let's make a report now. The SmartWheel Report Builder lets you automatically generate a report of up to 4 client sessions. For example, if you did several trials with a client, each of these trials can be compared on a side-by-side basis. Or you can compare a current client session to one you did 6 months ago. The report builder also lets you view the recorded visual data graphic, switch between units, view definitions of the SmartWheel measurement parameters and the standard clinical protocol for usage, search for client-specific data, delete client sessions, and automatically upload data to the SmartWheel user group database. Select your sessions and click on Build Word Report to start report generation. The SmartWheel software automatically creates a Microsoft Word report that can be saved, printed, or imported into other client management software. Up to 4 sessions can be included in a single report. The top section of the report contains general client and session-related information, including the general client and session-specific notes that were entered during your sessions. It also shows some interesting parameters like distance and how many pushes happened. The most important part of the first page is the table that can compare multiple client sessions. This way, you can monitor the progress your client is making over time, or see how changes you made to the wheelchair or training you provided change the key parameters that impact propulsion efficiency. The green shaded part of the table enables you to compare your client to the national database averages for key performance measures of speed, push frequency, push length, and weight normalized force. In addition to comparing your client to the database average, you can also compare your client to how the upper quartile, or top 25% of the national database performed. The second page of the SmartWheel report presents easy-to-read graphs of push force and push frequency across different speeds. Circles on the graph indicate that speed is at or above a functional level, and that push force or frequency favorably compare with norms defined by the national database. In contrast, arrows indicate that a clinical intervention may be needed to optimize performance and reduce stress on the shoulders, hands, and wrists. The sloped line indicates the relation between normative speeds and push frequencies, or normative speeds and push force. The green outlined area represents the distribution where push frequency, or push force, was better than the norm, and the push speed was above a minimum functional speed of 1.06 meters per second. The SmartWheel provides data so that you, as a therapist, can determine what the required correct clinical intervention is. For example, strength training, propulsion training, or an axial position change, in order to improve propulsion performance and achieve a circle on the report indicating a favorable comparison to the norms defined by the national database. If a favorable comparison to the database cannot be achieved after making several attempts at various changes, then perhaps a power wheelchair might need to be considered. The SmartWheel report enables other critical comparisons. For example, if several performance measures are taken during a single patient visit in which different wheelchairs or different wheelchair setups are trialed, the report enables side-by-side comparisons of performance. The report may also be used to compare outcomes from a current session to outcomes from sessions several months ago. You may save or print your SmartWheel report, or automatically generate it again at a later time. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to call us or email us for more information.